Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are fine. So, today I have come up with a new topic that is SWOT analysis, and this topic is also very important as far as your UGC NET exams are concerned. So, what basically is SWOT? SWOT is an acronym where S stands for strengths, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and T stands for threats. So, SWOT analysis basically is a strategic planning technique, or we can say that it is a simple but widely used tool that helps in understanding the strengths, the weakness, the opportunities, the threats that are involved in a project or in a business activity. So, as far as our strengths are concerned, these are the factors that have a positive effect on, the on achieving the educational objectives. Now, SWOT analysis not necessarily is done purely in the educational sector. It's done in many sectors. But since here we are dealing with an education, so I have taken the educational objectives here. So when we are doing SWOT analysis, it is a strategic planning, as I told you. And when strategic planning is done, uh, you know, data needs to be collected, and few of the guidelines which are which you have to keep in mind while underlying the strengths is what are the advantages of the company, what are some of their customer benefits or relationships or offers that you provide to the customers, or the financial strengths as well. So these are a few of the guidelines that you need to keep in mind while discussing the strengths. Similarly, our weaknesses, these are the factors that are likely to have a negative effect on achieving the educational objectives. And when we are talking about the weaknesses, we should understand the impact of the weaknesses, the more urgent when we compare it to the competitors, who are ahead of us. So some of the guidelines that you need to keep in mind, that is to identify the weaknesses, like what are the setbacks, outdated or bad customer feedback as well, that comes in the weaknesses. Next is the opportunities, and here, you know these are the factors that have a positive effect on achieving the educational objectives that are not previously considered. And similarly, threats, and these are the factors that have a negative effect on achieving the educational objectives. So now we'll see, the SWOT analysis. We can see that SWOT analysis is an effective analytical tools that help in evaluating a situation, or we can say the situation may be, or the situation may be the strategic related to the capabilities. All right, so SWOT analysis is often used with the strategic planning, and it forms one of the key critical success factors in a strategic planning process. Or we can say that the SWOT analysis, it provides prompts the governors, the management, teachers, and staff involved in analysis of what is effective and less effective in the classroom or a school systems. So, educational management and procedures in preparation for a plan of some form, that could be in an audit, assessments, quality checks, etc., etc. Now, you know, SWOT analysis is commonly classified in two factors, that's external factors and internal factors. And for the external factors, it consists of the opportunities and threats. As you can see here, in external we have opportunities and threats, and in internal factors it consists of two, that's strengths and weaknesses. And here you can also see, strengths and opportunities, they are very helpful, whereas the weakness and threats, they are very harmful. Now, first, I'll tell you what are the internal and the external factors. So, first, I'll discuss what the external factors are. As far as our external factors are concerned, these are the factors that are outside our own control. So, and most of the time, they deal with the external environmental factors. For example, we have political, economic, social, and technological, commonly known as PEST, PEST. Here we know, that political policies, they keep on changing, and economic status or situation, they also may encourage or discourage. We have social stability is also important, and technological advancement can accelerate the operation. So when we are dealing with the opportunities, these are the few factors which we need to keep in mind. All right. So here you can see that in this particular category we have opportunities and threats. All right, so once we are identifying the opportunities, we need to understand that, is there any entrance in industry, or any substitution or alternative that can be provided when, you know uh, what some of the political change that can be influence the economy. So now internal factors, and as far as our internal factors are concerned, these are the factors that are within your own control. All right, so they are internal in nature. You can say that they are internal in nature. Example, we have the capabilities that are related, capability related factors we can have here, like we have production capability, we have market knowledge, we have management of distributes, and so many. Basically, the internal factors, it's a skill oriented. So internal factors, they mean how skilled you are, how good you are, how knowledgeable you are, or how well you can manage the things. And in this category, we have strengths and weaknesses. So these are the internal and external factors. Now we'll see the application of the SWOT analysis. So we'll see the application of the SWOT analysis one by one. And first in this, we have the strengths. So now in this particular application of analysis, it's applicable at primary level, it's applicable at secondary level, and it's applicable at higher level also. But here I have listed its application at higher secondary level only. Okay. So when it comes to the strengths, you know that India now Indians have become the richest and the most skilled ethnic community in abroad by virtue of the highest education and human resources. Then we have higher education system, and it is highly subsidized and accessible to the poorest of the poor. And it is the equity and accessibility, the principles that has enabled many of the economically poor to get the higher education. So higher education has proved as an instrument of the social change, right? So this is the strengths, and second we have the weaknesses. And weaknesses, there is no, what are the weaknesses? We can say that there is no provision of academic audit in universities and colleges, and we have also lack of quest for quality in majority of the institutions. And we can also see that that academic heads in a majority of the universities or colleges at the faculty level are elected by the majority and not selected on the basis of merit. So decision making in the university, on any all the universities, is highly centralized. you know so complicated office procedures and administrative staff are not professionally trained. And apart from this, students that are not involved in the partners and decision making process, this is the biggest weakness. And we have multiple epic centers like UGC, we have ACITE, we have NAC, and so many, and they are often overlapping the functions. So then the autonomy of the institutions and the universities has not correspondingly increase the accountability. So there is lack of quality of the educational opportunity is also there. And apart from this, you can say that uniform fee structure, irrespective of economic status, is an affordability of the student. That's also one of the weaknesses. Then multiple entrance tests, you can say, for similar courses, that is also burdening the students. So no student assessment and feedback is taken. That is also a weakness. No campus recruitment, as well as the part-time jobs like foreign universities in higher education. So these are all the weaknesses that you can put forward in the higher education system as well. Next is or the application of the opportunities. The person here we can say the percentage of the net state examination results of the universities that may be taken as one of the key parameters of the performance of the university or any institution. Next, their gain in the information technology. This is to be taken as an advantage of the education sector. So flexibility can also be allowed for the students in selection of the curriculum. This can be taken as an opportunity. Then there should be a complete removal of the roadblocks in opening the educational institutions, as done in the sectors of trade, industry, and commerce. Apex agencies like UGC, AICTE, they have to pursue the responsibility of setting up or monitoring the academic standards. Then, apart from this, private universities may be allowed to set up, and their functions may be monitored and facilitated by the government agencies. So, then interface to be created between the university society or the university local communities and university industries as well. So, these are the opportunities that we can have at the higher level. All right. Next is our the threats. And as far as the threats are concerned, the professional education to a significant extent is commercialized despite the intervention of the government. And we know that the majority of the students are studying the traditional courses out of compulsion and lack of alternative, but without an interest to pursue them earnestly. And next we have that like art education and science streams, they have become now endangered, and hardly few takers are there for them, right? So these are some of the threats, and there are also several courses that are run for the sake of survival for those departments and to sustain the jobs for teachers. So there's also lack of audit academic mechanism, and it makes it less possible to provide the financial assistance on the basis of academic quality. State government has a larger role, right? So it has to take insufficient care. It has taken not it has to take, but it has taken the insufficient care of improving the quality of the education. So these are the threats at the head level. So this is all about the SWOT analysis and how it can be done at the educational level. And in our next lecture, I'll tell you how SWOT analysis can be done and how its application at the personal level as well. So I'll see you next week. Sorry. Till then, take care and have a great day.